guys, it's Shawnee, aka Total Makeup Junkie 101. So today I have a MAC Wonder Woman collection haul for you guys. The MAC Wonder Woman collection came out yesterday, February 10th, and I ended up picking up a couple things from that collection, so I'm going to show you what I picked up in this video. The collection actually released really early on MACcosmetics.com, and I made a video for you guys when I found out that it released super early, and I think it came out about a week or a week and a half before its official release date, and that's really early. So I know a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon and ordered their stuff online, even if they weren't used to ordering their stuff online, and that's including me. I knew the things that I wanted. I had seen swatches and everything on Temptalia, and I knew the things that I wanted, so I just decided, you know what, just this once, because it's really super early, I guess I will just order online, because normally I go to my MAC counter and get it from there, but I was like, it's up, and oh well, so I just ordered it online. Now, I actually only ended up getting 2 things from the collection, yes, only 2, and I'm very proud of myself, because I honestly don't want anything other than these 2 things, which is kind of awesome, because the collection was really ridiculously huge. It had 4 lipsticks, 4 lip glosses, 2 mineralized skin finishes, 2 blush duos, 2 pigments, 2 glitters, 4 mascaras, a couple of brush sets, a couple of makeup bags, and some other stuff too. I'm probably missing some things in there. But yeah, it was a ridiculously humongous collection. And I don't know. I was kind of like okay on the collection. Like, I was halfway. I wasn't like in love, but I wasn't like, ew, this is like horrible, because I know a lot of people just did not like the collection, mostly because of the packaging. And even on the packaging, I'm kind of 50-50. I'm like, okay, like, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I'm just kind of like, it's okay. So here are the boxes that everything came packaged in. I mean, different things had different boxes, but they all had Wonder Woman on the box, which was really cute. I think the boxes in this collection were kind of adorable. And I hate how MAC puts the gorgeous packaging on the box, and then the actual product packaging, the thing that you have to look at 24/7, is not as nice. And I'm talking about Venomous Villains. I mean, the boxes were amazing, and then the actual product was like cheap, like dollar store packaging. This is similar. It's not as bad. Honestly, I think Venomous Villains was like 50 times worse than this packaging. And this is like the compact, by the way. So it's not horrible. I don't hate it. It's not fabulous. I don't love it, but it's okay. I think they could have been a little more creative, but it's not horrible. Also, another feature to this collection, which I thought was actually really cute, MAC decided to supersize a lot of the products. They supersized their lip glosses, they supersized the blush duos, they supersized the mineralized skin finishes, so those products were bigger than they normally come. The mineralized skin finishes were like double the amount you normally get, and they were huge. I mean, they looked ginormous. I did not get any of the mineralized skin finishes because I wasn't sure what I would do with that huge of an item. I wasn't in love with any of the shades anyways, so it was okay. The 2 things I ended up getting were the 2 blushes, by the way, and I'm going to be showing you guys comparisons with a bunch of blushes that I have already, just for reference for you guys, because I know you guys like to see when I compare what I have to what I got, so it helps you guys out if you don't, if you don't think you need the new ones. So anyways, let me just show you the packaging. This is what it looks like. It says Wonder Woman MAC, and the top is red, the bottom is blue. This one is in Amazon Princess, by the way, but yeah, this is really cute. I believe this is the size of a beauty powder, if not a little bit bigger than a beauty powder. This is what the inside of the compact looks like, and it does have a mirror, but I'm gonna like flip it over. And it has the gold framing, which I think is really cute. You can pop these out and reuse the compacts just like other beauty powders, which is really cool. And this is the blush. This is an Amazon Princess. So you can see the blush duos are not half and half. They're not equally split, which is different. I haven't seen MAC do this. So I don't know. I don't quite get why they didn't split it in half. Like, it doesn't really make sense to me, but it's whatever. It's still cute nonetheless. MAC's official description on these shades: this is a bright yellow pink, and this is a deep blue pink with gold pearl. They're really, really pretty. I think they do complement each other really well. So I'm going to go shade by shade and just compare like this shade to what I have in my collection and this shade to what I have in my collection, just for your guys' reference. Okay, so we're going to start by comparing this lighter side of the duo. The first thing I'm going to compare it to is the Beauty Powder in Briar Rose. This is from the Venomous Villains collection, and I will show you those two compared side by side. So Briar Rose is a little bit more purpley, and Amazon Princess is a little bit more pinky. They're kind of similar. They have a very similar finish to them. Okay, the next thing we're going to be comparing this lightest shade to is the MAC Blush Ombre. This is in Vintage Grape. This came out in the Spring Color Forecast collection. And here they are side by side. Now, they don't look so similar in the camera because I feel like the Amazon Princess, the lighter side, is getting a little washed out. But in person, they're kind of similar. I'm looking at the bottom part of both of these compacts, by the way. The Vintage Grape is a little bit more purple, and the Amazon Princess is a little bit more pink. But they're kind of similar. And the last thing we're going to compare this to is the Mineralized Blush Duo. This is in Band of Roses. This came out in the Too Fabulous collection, I believe. So we're looking at the lightest side. You can see compared, these are actually pretty similar. I believe the Band of Roses is a little bit more pink, and I believe it's a little bit more frosty in finish. Okay, so here are all four of those swatched next to each other. This top one right here is the Band of Roses Mineralized Blush Duo. It's the lighter shade out of the two. This one here is the Vintage Grape Blush Ombre. This is once again the lighter shade out of the two. This middle finger is the one from the Wonder Woman collection, Amazon Princess, the lighter shade. And this bottom one is the Briar Rose Beauty Powder. So you can see the closest match is the Band of Roses Blush Duo. Vintage Grape is a lot more purple, and Briar Rose is not as pigmented. It's like really, really sheer compared to the blushes. So the closest dupe would be the Band of Roses Blush Duo right here, and this is the Amazon Princess blush. Okay, so now we're going to be comparing the darker shade. The first thing we're going to compare it with is the powder blush in Dirty Plum. This is from the Liberty of London collection. And here those two are side by side. Now, Dirty Plum seems to be a little bit more plummy, just a little bit darker than Amazon Princess, but they seem kind of similar. The next thing is the darker side of the Vintage Grape Blush Ombre, and if you can see those two side by side, once again, kind of similar. They have a very similar finish to them. I think these will probably be the closest dupes. Now the next thing we're going to compare it with is once again the Band of Roses Blush Duo. And this time we're going to compare the darker side. Now this one doesn't seem similar. It seems the least similar out of the three. The Band of Roses is a lot more like reddened dark purple, whereas the Amazon Princess is more of like a true plummy dark purple. So they don't seem that similar to me. So here those four are swatched. Well, when you swatch things, things just turn around on you, don't they? This top one is the Band of Roses Blush Duo. This one here is Dirty Plum Powder Blush. This one here is the Amazon Princess Powder Blush from this collection. And this bottom one here is the Vintage Grape Blush Ombre. So the closest thing is, in fact, the Band of Roses blush. These other two right here, the Vintage Grape and Dirty Plum, are way too purple to even come close. So the closest thing is the Band of Roses. So I would suggest if you have the Band of Roses blush duo, you don't necessarily need the Amazon Princess one from this collection because both the shades are fairly similar. Okay, so here's the other blush duo that was in the collection. This one is called Mighty Aphrodite. And here's what it looks like. So this one is really pretty. This one's definitely more of the coral spectrum. So this bottom section, the larger section, is described as a warm peach coral with gold pearl. And this top section is described as a bright coral pink with gold pearl, according to MAC's official descriptions. Now, once again, I'm going to be doing some super comparisons for you guys. For those of you guys who are looking for close dupes. Okay, so let's start with the bottom side of this duo. The bottom side seemed to be the hardest one to dupe. But I have the Shell Pearl Beauty Powder from the Liberty of London collection. And this is what Shell Pearl looks like, and I will show you them side by side. Now, in the pan, they look very, very similar. I believe Shell Pearl is a little bit more shimmery. It has more of a frosty finish to it, but shade-wise, in the pan, they look very similar. And then the other thing we're going to try to compare this to is the most coveted, beloved blush ombre, and it is in Ripe Peach. This is from the Spring Color Forecast collection. Now, these, I have to tell you, are not that similar, but then again, like I say, when you swatch things, things just turn around on you. But Mighty Aphrodite is more, how should I say it, more like beigey peach, whereas the Ripe Peach blush ombre, the lighter side, I'm looking at the lighter side by the way, is more orangey peach. So they don't seem that similar, but let's swatch them. Okay, so here those three are swatched. The top one is the Shell Pearl Beauty Powder, the middle one is the Mighty Aphrodite blush, and the bottom one is the Ripe Peach blush ombre. So the closest thing to Mighty Aphrodite is Shell Pearl. However, Shell Pearl is lighter, it's more golden toned, and it's much, much, much more frosty. Like texture-wise, Ripe Peach is similar, but shade-wise, they're very different. Mighty Aphrodite is more of a pink shade, whereas Ripe Peach is, like I said, more orangey, a little bit more yellowy toned. So I don't think any of these can really be considered dupes. They're all pretty different in my opinion. Okay, now we're going to try to dupe the darker side of the duo. The first thing I'm going to compare this to is the powder blush in Hypnus. This is from the To the Beach collection. So here those two are side by side. Mighty Aphrodite seems to be a little bit darker and a little bit more red toned, whereas Hypnus seems to be a little bit more pinky. So I don't know whether they're that similar. Okay, the next blush we're going to compare the darker side to is my beloved blush. I absolutely love this blush so much. It was in my January favorites video. I just love it to death. And it is the powder blush in Bite of an Apple from the Venomous Villains collection. Here those two are side by side. The Bite of an Apple blush seems to be brighter, more red toned, and Mighty Aphrodite seems to be more burgundy toned, a little bit more toned down. So I don't know whether that's similar, but we will have to swatch it and see. So here those three are swatched. From top to bottom we have Bite of an Apple from Venomous Villains, then we have Mighty Aphrodite from the Wonder Woman collection, and then we have Hypnus from the To the Beach collection. So Hypnus is totally out, not even close. It's too light, too pinky, too frosty, doesn't even compare at all. Bite of an Apple is actually very similar to Mighty Aphrodite, and if you were not able to get Bite of an Apple, Mighty Aphrodite might be a fairly good alternative because they're fairly similar. I'm actually very impressed. Texture-wise, they're very similar. Shade-wise, they're fairly similar. I'm actually very, very impressed with these two. I think they're almost exact dupes. However, one thing to note about these blush duos, if you were thinking, oh yes, I found a dupe for Bite of an Apple, you might want to just consider this. The side that has the potential Bite of an Apple dupe is very small. And to be able to get a blush brush or any sort of face brush in this side alone is going to be very difficult for you. I almost don't think it's possible to only get that side. It's going to be very, very difficult because this lighter side here is just so big. So You know, just take that for what it's worth. You know, if you still don't care that the majority is this lighter side, then I would still recommend it. I think this is my favorite out of the two blush duos, because it's the least dupeable, and the part that is dupeable is one of my favorite blushes ever. The other blush duo, Amazon Princess, was very dupeable with the Band of Roses mineralized blush duo. So this is the more unique one out of the two, and it has, I think, the most flattering colors in it. So that was my haul / super comparison video on the two blush duos I got. These are the two boxes. By the way, these retail for $24 a piece, so they are fairly pricey. $24 is very expensive for blushes. So, I mean, just take it for what it's worth. They're not must-haves in my opinion, because like I just showed you, there are plenty of things that can be substituted for the two blush duos in this collection. You know, they're not super unique colors to where you must get them, but they're nice, and I think they were the best thing out of the collection. The other things were nice, but not that pigmented, not very unique, or just things that I didn't mind skipping on. So these were the two things that really caught my attention, and I'm glad I got them, because I'm a blush freak, and because they're really good. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this haul / major review. If you guys have any further questions, please feel free to let me know. And let me know down there what you guys got from the Wonder Woman collection. I'd love to know what you guys were interested in. So that's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!